Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit subscribe button. I'm Michelle Quay. I'm a confidence and leadership coach. I work with negative self-talkers to get them to believe in their talent in reaching their full potential in both professional life and personal life. So today is day 2 of my mini series. It's called 10 Practices to Get You Reaching High Potential and High Performance. So I started this whole series because I believe that a lot of time we go around and we're looking for information, and a lot of people, including myself, sometimes we only share the awareness, what's going on, what is the problem, but we fail to provide you with the information on how to. So this mini series is really focusing about the how to aspects of our everyday life and in reaching that high potential and performance. What can you do with this high potential and high performance? I don't know, you tell me. So if you want to share with me in terms of how you can actually apply this potential and performance in whether it's your professional life or your personal life, go ahead and put that in the comment and what it can do for you and what you feel is limiting right now for you in reaching that. So today is day 2. In the following 10 days, hopefully it will be every day. I'm gonna try to do it every day, but you can count on watching all these mini series here on my channel. So make sure you follow and subscribe to me. So day 1 is awareness. What is awareness? We hear this word all the time, and this is the afternoon, so I typically have to bring my coffee here because my words get slushy. So what is awareness? Awareness is the piece where it leads you to change. When you become aware of something, suddenly it's a point of change. And this is why we practice mindfulness, because mindfulness and awareness, sometimes people use it interchangeably, because the moment that you stop and you become aware of something, it's typically the moment that you begin your transformation, you begin something different, whatever that different is. Awareness addresses question like, what is it? Or what's actually happening, or things like, what are the facts, and also what is the truth. So there are different aspects of awareness that we can break it down into. Number one is that self-awareness. Self-awareness is where you begin to realize you examine your belief system, your values, your thoughts, your feeling, your emotion, your responses, your energy level. Everything about you is your self-awareness. What other awarenesses are there? So other awareness would include awareness of the reality. What is the reality? What is actually happening, and what do you believe is happening? So our awareness of what the reality is oftentimes is based on our 5 senses, right? So what are the 5 senses? Your taste, your smell, your hearing, your sight, what you see. And this is what we compress of our reality. We believe our reality is what we see. But there's also a reality where what we believe is happening. So that has to do with our perception, how we see, how we view this reality. So the third aspect of awareness is awareness of the present moment, your present surrounding. What's going on? What is the energy surrounding you? Have you ever go into a meeting where you open up the door and suddenly you just sense something is off? Like no one has to say anything. Something is just off. That is an awareness of your surrounding. Your environment is another awareness of your environment. We go into a dangerous situation and we immediately pick up, there's danger around. So that is an awareness of environment. And all of these awareness is all tied in together, but we're just here to break it down into each specific one. But at any given moment, all these awarenesses is happening around you, it's within you, and a lot of time we don't even recognize it. Subconsciously, we just unaware. And the last awareness piece would be the awareness of the choices that we have and also the options that we have in front of us. So, why is it important to be aware in our life? Well, so we go through life and generally we are unaware. We are subconsciously making a lot of choices and decisions that's basically unaware. We are not aware of what's going on. So in order to live your best life, you have to start completely being aware of what is happening around you and also within you at every given moment. So when you are becoming aware, your ability to make that conscious choice, which we're going to cover on the third day, your conscious choice is to either continue what you're doing or you're going to try something new, something different. So awareness allows you to see the possibility of what's going on, what's happening right now. And even if the current situation is still the same or similar to something that you have already experienced, you are aware of the choices that you have in front of you in response to different situations that will lead to a different outcome. So one way to think of awareness is to think of it as the ability to know what's going on, what is happening. And this refers to the ability of discern what is actually happening from your mind's perspective, interpretation, and what is really happening. So our mind, again, when we talk about our reality, a lot of time our mind would dictate what we're thinking and how we're seeing our reality. So what is that awareness is important to know and have a distinction between what you perceive as reality and what is the reality. So knowing this what is will set off the stage for responding to your situation, or you are reacting to the situation at hand. So what's the difference between you actually responding versus you reacting? So responding, basically, you can be approaching a situation or approaching a problem with less judgment, with less personal agenda. And whereas if you were to reacting, typically we react by having a lot of anger, we have a lot of frustration, or we could be reacting by just don't care. I just don't care. So having that awareness, you begin to realize that, what you believe, what you see and think is really a result of your own internal filters. And this is nothing new. This is not news, guys. So once you start recognizing those filters, you can start opening up and consider other possibilities. If you can catch your thinking, catch your emotion, then you can start thinking about how I can change it so that my outcome will be different, right? We heard this over and over and over. So why is it that we're not practicing? I mean, this is no brainer. Let's practice it. And this is the whole reason why I started this series, because I believe in order for something to work, you gotta start commit to practicing. So starting today, you're going to practice your awareness and understand what you see, whether it's true only because that you are seeing it as your reality, or is it your mind playing the trick on you? So what are some of the questions that you can ask for yourself to create that self-awareness or awareness in period? So here are some of the questions that I want you to try out, okay? So question number one, what am I feeling physically? That's a weird question, right? Have you ever come across someone and asked you, how are you feeling physically? Probably not many times, right? Unless you look like really sick or something. Most people don't ask you. They just ask you how you're feeling. But no one really asks us, how are we feeling physically? So how are you feeling physically? I remember a couple of months ago, I was working in my hospital job, and then I ran into one of the physician. He's a cardiologist, and I asked him, what's the weather in your heart? What's the weather inside? And I kind of caught him off guard, and he was kind of surprised, and he paused for a minute, and he said, "Oh, it's actually pretty sunny." I said, "Oh, great." And so we started to have this conversation about, well, how come no one ever cared about our inside weather? I mean, it should be common sense, right? You ask about people how they're feeling on the outside. That Why not asking each other how we really feel on physical level? So what am I feeling physically? Question number one. Question number two would be, what emotions am I experiencing? What is it that you're experiencing right now? Is it sadness? Is it happiness? Is it joy? Is it just, I don't really care? Maybe you don't care, and that's okay. So what emotions are you experiencing? That's question number two. Question number three, to have that self-awareness or to create that awareness, is, what thoughts am I having? Like, what am I thinking? I might be thinking, oh my gosh, she's just ranting on for the last 10 minutes. What's the point to this? Right? That could be your thinking, and which is completely okay. It's understandable. So question number three would be, what thoughts am I having? Question number four, to have that awareness, whether it's your surrounding, your environment, or to yourself, what type of energy am I carrying? So, we can wake up in the morning and carrying a lot of negative energy or positive energy. What type of energy are you experiencing right now? And if you want to dive deeper in terms of the different level of energy, there is a video on my channel you can go into. It talk about energy leadership. So basically, just in addition to the positive and negative energy, we actually have 7 different levels of energy that you can choose from on how you want to show up in the world. So check out those videos. It's on my channel under energy leadership. So what energy level are you experiencing right now? So here's a homework for you. And I want you to get a new journal, and because you're going to be using that journal for the next following 10 days, and hopefully carry it further in the long run, and that you can continue to practice these tools that I'm going to be sharing with you. So your homework today is, I want you to journal about the awareness that you have. So what might be the sign that you are not practicing awareness throughout the day? So what are some of the signs that you have noticed when you tap out of this awareness? You become unconscious. Not unconscious, losing your conscious, but unconscious. You're awake. You're not awake. Number two is, I want you to reflect in your journal and think about, when do you feel pressure? Like, what are some of the effects that pressure has on you? So we could be going through our day, we feel pressure, we feel overwhelmed, we feel frustrated. When do you get pressure, and how is that affecting you or impacting on you? And also, what within you, inside of you, would help you to actually perform better? What are some of the things that you have noticed that would help you to perform better? Maybe it's having a good night's sleep the night before. Maybe it's taking a nap during the day. Maybe it's putting on your earpod and just listen to music. What within you has been helping you to perform better? And lastly, what is something that's outside of you that has helped you to perform better? What are some of the elements? So I mentioned music or earpods that you can listen to. What are some of the outside things that you can incorporate to help you to perform better? So put that in your journal, do a little self-reflection, and if you like, share with me. And if you want, I do have a private Facebook group that you can join, and you can have more conversation with me and one-on-one interaction as well. It's called the Confidence Lab for Remarkably Courageous People. I would encourage you to come and continue this conversation with me. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit the subscribe button here, and make sure you turn the notification on so that you don't miss any of the video that I have to share with you. Now, if you're curious about what I do as a coach, go visit my website at elevatelifecoaching.org. And I will see you next time. Until tomorrow, have a great day.